Welcome to the Sacred Success Summit, where you access the secrets to sacred success and become even more of the goddess you've always known you were. Your host for this session is Candace McKim. Candace is a #1 international best-selling author, TEDx speaker, and renowned intuitive manifestation coach, known for her vibrant approach to helping purpose-driven women manifest more income and impact sustainably. Co-creator of this summit, Candace, is eager to introduce another inspirational guest. Take it away, Candace.
Welcome, everybody. I have the honor, I feel so honored to interview Dotty Scott today. Dotty has been one of our speakers once or twice before on our summits.
At least twice, yes.
At least twice, and it was a founding member. So I feel very honored that I get to interview Dotty Scott today. And Dotty's speaking on From Invisible to Invincible, CEO that works. So people have their pen and paper ready. Welcome, Dotty.
Well, I'm so glad to be here.
All right, let me introduce you properly. So Dotty Scott, owner of Premium Websites Inc. and Ask Dotty, creates unique web designs offering personalized solutions beyond cookie cutter sites. Dotty's book, Your Amazing Itty Bitty Visibility Book, 15 Chapters to Marketing Made Easy, is a bestseller. She co-authored the Content Entrepreneur Critical Strategies to Accelerate Your Success as a Content Creator. She empowers business owners to get from where they are to where they want to be. And I know you were just telling me that you just got your hard copy of your book. So do you want to show everybody?
I did.
Show everybody.
And it has the little bestseller sticker on it. I'm so happy. The first
Woo-hoo!
ones I've seen.
That's amazing. And so the title of your book, I know I bought your book, but I bought the Kindle version.
Yes, you
so
did.
Your book is called, tell everybody the title of your book, The Amazing.
It is called Your Amazing Itty Bitty Visibility Book, 15 Chapters to Marketing Made Easy. So it's full of strategies that you can use to market yourself and your business online.
Amazing. And yes, I said, I already got mine. And so I guess they can grab it through Amazon, grab your book through Amazon.
They can.
Yeah.
And I have a link also at dottyscott.com.
Perfect. Okay, let's dive in. How have you been guided to become the expert in this area that you are?
Well, Candace, this is something that you probably don't know about me.
Okay, good.
I started my business almost 19 years ago, and I bootstrapped it. Like, I had zero money to start my business. And so everything that I'm sharing today comes from the place of I've tried it and it worked, or I've tried it and it really didn't work, and I don't want you to do that.
Well, and I imagine 19 years in business, it's changed so much.
Oh, it changes yearly. Well, probably even monthly in my industry. But yeah, when I first started, the very first websites I built were HTML and CSS. They were hard-coded websites, which I don't do anymore. If you ask me, I'll tell you no. And there's many reasons for that. But everything has evolved and changed. And as technology evolves, we have to grow with it. We have to use it. We have to try it, or we get completely overwhelmed and we just shut down. Mm-hmm. And our business is kind of missing that piece when that happens. So I'm here to help everybody get past that. I love technology.
Yes. Well, when I started my business, I used to have to make the poster with the little tabs that hung down with my phone number on it and hang it in the grocery store. And that was my marketing strategy.
That is definitely a bootstrapping strategy.
That was bootstrapping strategy. All right. So let's dive in. Let's dive into your first shift that you're going to make for everybody.
Well, this kind of plays into the bootstrap thing. Everybody's going to tell you when you start your business, the first thing you need to do is get a website.
Mm,
And that's a huge
yes.
mistake. That
Is
should
it?
never be the first thing that you do. I'm going to tell
Okay.
you why.
Okay.
A lot of people will contact me, startups, and they're like, okay, I need a website. I don't have a logo. I have no branding. I can tell you what I'm good at, but I really can't tell you anything else. I don't have any content. I don't have anything that I need to put my website together. I mean, that's not the way they put it, but the reality is that's really what they're saying. So there's certain things that you need to know and understand before you get a website. And there's even things that you can do online for free that will help you out before you get a website. And this is coming from a website designer.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, and because well, I'm just going back to myself again, but don't they kind of think that that's what the website designer is going to do is create that stuff too? And right. And when
Well,
they realize all the stuff that they have to do, it's like, okay, wow.
yeah, it can be overwhelming. And I can tell you that most website designers, they barely have control of their own business. They're not somebody that you're going to hire as a business coach to help you through all these things,
Mhm.
because they really haven't done it for themselves. And
Right.
it's not, I'm not putting down anybody in particular, but this industry is full of people that just come and go. I mean, I've been here 19 years. I don't plan on going anywhere. And a lot of what I do, to be honest with you, is business coaching. I don't say that, but it
Right.
really is, because a lot of times people need to do certain things before they're ready to get a website.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, and yeah, like I remember creating my first website and I'm like, really? I have to like the about page, right? I have to write this thing about myself. What? I don't know. Can't you do that?
That's the hardest page for everybody,
Oh,
is
is
the
it?
about page.
But it's like even like, well, I have to do that. And you spend a lot of time, right? Like, and you do think, well, I'm spending all this money to get the web designer to do it, that you think that but you're right, you'd end up having to coach people into how to get that stuff done to do the website. That makes sense to me now that you're saying that.
Yeah, and here's the other piece about that. Um,
Yeah.
a big part of my people are contractors. And when I
Okay.
put it to them this way, like the first person that ever said this to me was a roofer. And he goes, well, why can't you just write the content for me, Dottie? You know what's needed. I'm like, okay, well, I can tell you what a hammer is. I can tell you what roofing tile looks like. That's about it. Do you
Yeah.
really want me writing what you do when I have no clue what you do?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I mean. That's what I thought. I thought that too. Like, can't someone else do this? Like, but no, that's where you come in as being the business coach without really meaning to be the business coach or wanting to be, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Back in the old days, I have actually done a few websites where I sat and recorded the business owner
Okay.
talking. I just interviewed them talking to get the content, because I knew this person was never in a million years going to get me what I needed to finish the project.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I remember one of my very first websites, and my son said to me, because it took me a lot of energy, like a lot of time to do it. And he said to me, he goes, Mom, I don't know anybody that works as hard as you do. And I said, what? And it was because I was putting so much time into building my website, into creating the stuff that needed to go. Not, I wasn't building the website. I was creating the stuff that needed to go on it.
Yep. So if
Yeah.
you're a startup, I'm going to give you a hint or tip. And even if you're not a startup, if you haven't done this yet, it's super beneficial. So before you ever get a website, get your Google business profile set up. It's free. And if you already have a website, but you haven't done that, it's a huge piece of being found online, and it's a huge piece of getting in maps, which is where a lot of people do their searches. So it's something that will help you more than having a website that's, half thought out.
Right. Right. That is really, really good business advice, that they don't need a website. So if anybody is just starting out, don't spend the money, the time, the energy into creating a website yet, right? Yet. And instead do a Google profile.
Yeah, you will need one eventually.
Yeah.
Because people judge your credibility and all of that on whether you have one or not.
Right.
But in the beginning, in fact, even now, a lot of times when someone calls me, I can tell by the questions they ask whether they've actually visited my website or not.
Yeah.
And a lot of people call me from my Google business profile or just directly from the listing in the search engines, because I put my phone number so it shows up on every listing. So that, have they visited my website? No, but they called me anyway.
Okay.
And that's the key. That's where you want to be.
So you want to put your phone number in there.
Oh, yes. Yes, you
Okay.
have, well, in most systems, you have the ability to write the title of the page. And
Okay.
I always end that title with my phone number so that it shows right up in the search results. It's the part you click on is the title.
Okay.
Most systems allow you to do that.
Okay. So in there, that's where you put the phone number.
And they can
Okay.
call right from there. It's awesome.
Does anybody answer their phones anymore?
I do.
Answer your phone.
Yes, that's definitely another tip. Answer your phone. I get a lot of business from people that say, I've called 10 web designers and you're the only one that's answered the phone. It's like, oh, really? That's basic.
That is basic. Okay. Are you ready to go on to your your paradigm shift number 2?
Well, this kind of ties into it, this whole
Okay.
conversation.
Okay.
So a lot of times when somebody will do a search for something I'm going to show up for, web design, whatever, I will have my Google shows up, my Google business profile shows up,
Right.
a page of my website, depending on what they typed in, one of my website pages will show up. And then again, depending on what they typed in, I'll have videos show up. So a lot of times I'll have different, like maybe 4 or 5 representations in that search result where they can find me. And that's where you really want to be. And so here's the next thing is that a lot of people think that they're not good enough, they're not savvy enough, they're not technologically savvy enough to do video. But here's
Mm.
why that's wrong. Video is essential in the search engines. I mean, think back, Candace, how many times have you searched for something and a video popped up and you could just play it right from the search results and get your answer?
Yeah.
You
All the
want
time.
that.
Every time I Google something. And
Yeah.
I often I prefer sometimes if they would just write it out, because maybe I'm searching something on how to do. I'm like, it's all video, but you're right.
Or you're in a place where you can't really watch it or something like that,
Yeah.
but you want it to show up. And the only way you're going to do that is to actually do videos. And then people have this fear of their hair's not perfect, they're not dressed right, they don't know what to say, whatever it is.
Yeah.
One of I won't say the first videos I did, because I've been doing videos for over 10 years.
Mhm.
Actually, I was doing videos before our cell phones allowed us to do video. That's how, whenever that happened,
Yeah.
I was using a video camera. But one of the best resulting videos that I ever did was an off-the-cuff introduction video. I was actually at an event that I was producing where I invited people, invited past customers to come out, party with me a little bit and then they would give a video testimonial for my
Nice.
business.
Yeah.
So I acquired, I don't know, 12 or 15 or so that day. And at the end of the day, the videographer was like, hey, Dotty, why don't we just quickly do an introduction video? And I was like, wait a minute, my head wasn't in that space. I was totally thinking about other things. I was wearing a sundress. In the video, it actually looked like I was wearing a bathing suit. And, and I was hot and sweaty, and it just wasn't like what I envisioned as a perfect scenario for doing a video.
Right.
But I did it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it up on my website. The very next day, I got a phone call, and I kid you not, Candace, they said, Dotty, I just watched your video and I felt comfortable enough to call you. I don't think that, I didn't feel like you were intimidating or anything. And I thought, to me, it was like, wait a minute, what just happened here?
Yeah.
I sold her a website. She was a customer for many, many years until she went off on another path.
Yeah.
And she's telling me that the video that I think is the crappiest version of me
Right.
was what convinced her to call me.
Yeah.
And
So let's
that's
just
the key.
pause there for a minute. Everybody put in the comments how comfortable, put in the comments if yes, you're comfortable with doing video, or no, you're not comfortable with doing video. Yes, no, no, yes, yes. So it's real mixed. Sometimes,
Sometimes, when the
no.
gods arrange everything perfectly and
Yep. Yep. Okay. So, and so what you're saying, what I'm getting is that we put too much pressure on ourselves. We're going to do a video. We have to have our hair and makeup done, and we feel like we have to be perfect, or, or we can't make mistakes. We can't just go live and talk. We have to, oh shoot, we have to redo it, that kind of thing.
And here's why that's wrong. It's the thinking is wrong, because think about the people that are going to be watching that video in the future. And Candace, I really want you to answer this question honestly.
Okay.
Do you want to work with people that are perfect?
No.
Exactly.
Because I'm not perfect, and it's intimidating, and it puts it's like, no, I can't, I don't want to hire somebody. Yeah.
That's the kind of customer I don't even want to deal with, So when someone looks at one of my videos, and in the beginning, in the first probably 100 videos that I did, and we're talking just like short 30-second tip type things.
Yeah.
I'd go to a networking event, and one of two things would happen. Someone would walk up to me and say, and criticize that I said too many ums. I was having a bad hair day. I should have been wearing lipstick. I should have straightened my hair. I've heard it all.
Wow.
And I looked at those people. At first it really hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Like, straighten my hair. I was born this way.
What are you talking about?
So, but then I realized the people that said that aren't the people I want to work with at all.
And they're
The
probably
other thing that would happen at these networking meetings is that the second thing is people would come up and they would say, hey, Dotty, the whatever tip it was that they just watched, hey, that was a great idea. I'm going to implement that in my business. And they'll come up and they'll start talking to me as if I know who they are, because they've just seen me many, many times, because I was sending these out through email and putting them on social media and all of that. And they're like they know me through my videos. And because I show up as me. I don't show up as Miss Prim and Proper. I'm not guarding my language. I'm not saying words people can't understand. It's like they get it. And those are the people I want to work with.
Yeah. Yes.
So it works to attract the right clients if you show up authentically you.
Yes.
Whatever that means.
And some of the comments we have is, I have massive video phobia. I haven't made a video yet. Somebody said when my hair is perfect and the stars align. Somebody else says I shoot them, but I don't post them. That's a
Oh,
common one, right?
that's another one. When I first started, I paired up with a friend of mine who's a local business owner. She did, I don't remember what she did at this point in time. But she would film me and I would film her because again, this was back before it was so easy. We needed really two people to run the camera and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I got mine out. She didn't get a single one out.
Oh,
Not
you're
one.
kidding. She
No,
never
I'm not
posted any of
kidding.
them.
And it's because they weren't perfect.
Oh, wow.
So I had the benefit of growing my business. She retired.
So where should we post our videos? Like I've been doing a Facebook Live every Tuesday morning since 2016. So
Good for you.
that is a lot of videos out there of me doing card readings and chatting away. I have some on YouTube, like when I had my show, and I have other videos on YouTube. But where, like, so when people Google search and those videos come up, where are they coming from?
YouTube.
Oh, they are
Almost
YouTube.
exclusively YouTube.
Okay.
So you've got, a lot since you've been doing it since 2016.
Yeah.
And YouTube about 6-ish months ago allowed a podcast channel, so to speak, on your channel. So are you using that yet, Candace?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So I challenge you to do that.
Okay.
It's super easy to set up. And it works if you think about like Spotify or Apple, when you're listening to your favorite podcast, you can scroll through them and play one, and then it's going to automatically play the next and the next and the next, and it strings them together. That's what the YouTube podcast does, only it's video. So a lot of people film their podcasts on Zoom or
On
in
Zoom?
some video fashion.
On Zoom or on YouTube?
On Zoom. They
Zoom.
actually create them initially on Zoom.
Right.
So they have the audio and they have a video. And even though they've only been using audio, because podcast platforms only take audio, although I hear Spotify is now taking video. I haven't.
Yeah. So, okay. So my show, yes, I'm not filming my show anymore, but it's all on YouTube as video and audio, and it was filmed on Zoom. And
Yeah.
all of our talks from the summit will be going on a YouTube channel.
Yep. So those are the ones that have the best chance of showing up for search results is if they're on YouTube. But as far as your question, where else do I put them? You can put them on your website.
Okay.
You can create a video for your FAQs. I've done that and have several of those on my website. I've got my introduction video on my website. You can put them out through other video platforms. You can repurpose. You can edit them into vertical if they're horizontal, and use them on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram Reels. Put them into stories, whatever however you want to use them. I do encourage you, if you do the effort to make video, use it more than once.
Yeah.
I mean, when I get the replay of this video, you will have the whole thing on YouTube, but I'm going to break out little pieces here and there and put them up on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. I might put some on my website. You just never know what I'm going to do with them.
We will be watching for that, and we will I need to do that too. Okay, so Ranchel's asking, do you mean YouTube as a podcast platform or just our channel?
Ranchel, if you check, your channel now has a podcast tab, and you can use that. Now, the videos that you put in there also go into your regular, mix of videos. But if they're in the podcast, then they're tied together naturally. They're linked together. And YouTube wants people to watch. They don't want people to leave the platform. So they string them together one at a time. So yes.
That makes so much sense because, that makes so much sense.
It's a new feature.
Okay, that makes sense that they're doing that because it was hard to get them strung together, the same speaker, right?
And if you have all of yours, Candace, on a playlist that's dedicated to that, you can
Mhm.
convert that to a podcast. It's super easy.
Okay. Okay. I love that. All right, let's check out any other questions on here. So to clarify, we record on Zoom and then we post in YouTube, or do we go live into YouTube?
You can do either one. I
Okay.
personally record on Zoom just because it gives me a clean recording, and it's easier to edit it and move it to other places. But you can also do lives on YouTube. Yes.
Okay. All right, let's go into your third paradigm shift.
So this is a big one.
I wanted to give you
People
lots of time for
often,
this one.
they'll call me, and they'll say, "Hey, Dotty, my website's not working." And they think the whole reason that they're not getting business online is the sole fault of their website.
Mhm.
And it's really completely wrong.
Right, so they're calling you up and saying, my website is broken. Can you fix it?
Essentially, yes. And a lot of times they'll even go as far as to say, I have hired other SEO companies, they've done this and that, and I'm still not getting the traction I need. And they think it's all on their website. So the first thing I want to tell you is when it comes to search engine optimization, there's two sides. There's what's on your website, and there's everything you do online outside of your website.
And I just
They
want to
need each other.
clarify before we go on. SEO stands for search engine optimization.
Yes.
I learned this when we were preparing for this talk. Okay, carry on. Sorry to interrupt you.
So that's fine. But most people think that SEO is only their website. And when they're not getting traction online, it's, of course, there's a problem with their website. Well, there might be a problem with your website, but if that's true, that's only half your problem. The rest of it is, what are you doing outside of your website? And that's a big, big piece. So it could be you haven't set up your Google business profile. If you haven't, after today, go do that. Like that's your assignment for tonight. Get that done.
Okay.
A lot of people will say, well, I really hate social media. I'm not going to participate in it. So why do I need it? Well, if you hate social media, don't do it. Let me take that off you. Don't do it. We only want to do things we like.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's other things that you can do that are like kind of one-off things. Like you do it once and you're done, unless you change something. So for example, have you gone out and listed yourself in directories? Most people will say, oh, one or two. Well, there's thousands of them out there.
Okay. Yeah.
That's one thing.
That'll
And
work.
you can do
That'll work
that
the
in same
same
thing.
as like the business Google Business.
Google Business is a directory.
Okay. So that'll work the same. So what were you saying about it? I think I missed what you were saying.
Well, once you fill them out and get your free listing, because they all have free listings,
Okay.
unless you change your business information, like you move or change your website, or maybe you get married and change your name, something like that, change your phone number. Unless you do something like that, then it's done. And of
Okay.
course, all of these link to your website. So one of the things that people don't understand, they may have heard that they need backlinks. They don't really understand what that is. And they don't understand how it works. And so Google is not only, and when I say Google, it could be any search engine, it could be Bing, DuckDuckGo, any of them. They judge your website based on what's physically on your website, but they also judge your website and your authority in your industry based on how many other websites linked to you. So if you only have like 10 websites linking to you, say maybe you have Google, Facebook, YouTube, so that's 3, maybe you only have 3 linking to you. And you have a competitor whose website is equal to yours, or your website's equal to theirs, and they have thousands of websites linking to them. Logically, which one's going to rank higher?
Well, the one with more.
Yeah, the one with more.
Yeah.
So it's imperative that over time you grow that. Now, I'm not telling you to take up an offer on a spam email that you get that says, I will give you thousands of links to your websites for X number of dollars. That's not what I'm talking about. And please don't do that. It will hurt you more than help you. Okay. And if you're getting links from, I'm going to assume most of the people here are either in Canada or the United States. And if you're getting links from China, Vietnam, Philippines, India, and you're a local business, that doesn't match. And Google knows that doesn't match. So they're going to discount those. They're not going to count. So you're paying for something that is not going to help you at all.
Okay.
The other big piece to why it's not just your website are reviews. I can't tell you how important it is to get reviews.
Yeah, I was going back. I don't know if you were watching the lunchtime panel.
I was.
And Patty got a call for a booking before we left the retreat. And she said it came from, because I had given a Google review on her, like on Google. She had sent me the link and I gave her a review. And I don't know if I was the only one, a few of us did. And she's saying yes. And I got an email saying that 5 people had clicked on that review, or however many people had clicked on that review. So very, very cool.
And did you know, as a business owner, that Google doesn't consider you a valid business if you have under 10 reviews on Google?
Oh.
So
Okay.
until you get 10, they don't care. They're not going to give you that extra love.
Okay.
And then people will say, well, how many reviews do I need? It's going to be really hard for me to get 10. It's like, okay, is it really going to be that hard for you to get? Do you not have 10 customers?
Yeah, no,
in the past. I mean, if you're a startup, yes, it will be hard.
Right.
But here's another thing that I do. And tell me if you've ever done this, Candace. Somebody calls you up for they want advice on whatever it is that you do. And they want your help.
Yeah.
Whatever they're asking, doesn't take a whole lot of time. And you're like, oh, I'll just tell them the answer. I mean, I'm sure lots of us have done this.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I do that, and I'm not charging them.
Yeah.
And so when I do that, at the end of that call, it's usually a 10 or 15-minute call. I will say something like, Nancy, I'm so glad I could help you through this short little whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel guilty charging you my hourly rate for this. How about if you just go online and give me a Google review? Give me your email address and I'll send you a direct link.
Yes.
So my payment for my free advice is a Google review.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. Yes.
In my industry, or my direct competitors, most have 20. I just hit 60 for me.
Congratulations. That's fantastic.
So
that is so true, because people always, like, especially like when I created my deck of Oracle cards, it was 7-8 years ago, and people weren't creating Oracle cards at that time. I had so many people messaging me, asking me for advice, and I would give it to them freely. Right. And then nothing. Right?
And you got no payment
welcome.
For that. So
You're
why
welcome.
not ask for a review? That is an awesome payment.
Yeah.
If you haven't figured that out,
Yeah.
it is actually worth more than your hourly rate, whatever that is, in gold, because that review will work for you for years and years and years.
Yeah. 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 So Michelle just said, Dottie, your simplified, clarifying info and vibration of your voice and delivering it's so relieving to my non-tech self and calms my nervous system. Thank you, Michelle. Okay, Michelle, go drop that on her Google business. Just copy and paste it. That's a perfect
Yes,
review.
thank you, Michelle. I'm so glad that I could relieve you of some stress, because the last one I watched was a lady talking about stress and how we put all of this stuff on us. And, we don't need to.
No.
Just don't need to.
Yeah. So I just want to review a little bit. So if you hate social media, you don't have to do social media.
That's correct.
Permission slip right there. I love that. But instead, set up a Google business account. Make sure you have that set up. Get 20 reviews. And
Get at least 10.
At least 10.
And then your next goal is to check your competition, direct competition in your area for whatever you do. See how many they have and you want more, whatever that number is.
Okay. And then get yourself listed in the various directories.
Yes.
And then, so
here's another one.
Okay, here's another one. Good.
Profiles. Yeah, profiles. Like, did you ever participate or still participate in online forums? I know when I was first starting my business, I was in a forum that specialized in website coding.
Okay.
I filled out my profile. Back then, I wasn't even thinking about this, linked it to my website. And when I do like a backlink profile on my website now, those are the oldest, most valued links that I have. And I don't even use that forum anymore. So maybe we have gamers here that are in, different forums, or, just whatever industry-based stuff. Look at your profiles that you have, and are they linking to your website? And if not, fix that.
How do we know? Like I probably have profiles. In fact, I've done profiles and then I go, oh, should I have done that? Like, not sure if, I don't know why, but just not sure if I should be putting that out there. Like you sign up for something and then you do a profile and then you're part of this group and then you're not really into the group or whatever. And then I have
But your
regretted
profile
it.
lives on.
Okay, yes. And that's what it feels like. It's like, I can't delete this.
Oh, you can always sign in and delete it.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's always, unless you forgot how to sign in and you don't have that email address anymore and blah, 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 whatever. But you should be able to delete any profile that you have. But Google yourself. Do you show up? If you Google your name, do you actually command the very first page or two or not?
And do you need to Google yourself in incognito? Because if I Google myself on my own stuff, I come up, but I feel like, well, that's because it's my stuff. Like it's my computer, my phone.
You can use an incognito window, but when you're Googling your name, anything online should show up, whether you're incognito or not. I mean, we're not talking about doing searches to see if your website's gonna, be on page 1 or not, because you're right, you need to use an incognito window for that. But if we're just looking to see, if someone was to Google my name, what's going to show up?
Okay.
And if you Google my name, no matter where you live in the world, the first 2 pages are going to be hopefully all me. There is a Dotty Scott that died, and there's an obituary on there, so don't get confused. I'm not dead. But for the most part, I populate that entire 2 pages before it starts getting diluted into other people.
Right.
Now, if you have a super popular name, that might not be true for you. But look and see. See how much work you have ahead of you for somebody, because if you go networking, someone might remember your name before they
Right.
remember your business name.
Yes, yes, no
You know?
kidding. Yes. Okay, Ranchelle has a question. I sent a question to, okay, when I go to set up my profile in Google, it asks me online, retail, local services, or service business. Where do I go from go then? What is appropriate?
It depends on your business. If you're selling products online, then you're online retail. If you're, and let's use some common sense here. If you actually have an e-commerce store, so not if you have one or two products that you sell. Okay. I sell probably 10 products off my websites. I don't consider myself an e-commerce store.
Right, right.
Most of us are probably service businesses.
Okay.
And so you're going to be service, and you can be a service area business, in which case you don't have to put your address in. However, if you don't put your address in, then you don't show up as well as your competitors who do have their address put in. Like you're never going to really do well in maps, because maps is addresses. I mean, if you think about it, if you're going to find a location and you don't have an address, you're not going to use maps to find it, because you have nothing to put in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I encourage you to use your address. And I have heard, I don't have any evidence that this is true, but I have heard that if you have a mailing address that's not a PO box, so like you're using a UPS store or shipping station or something like that, that they're starting to take those now.
Okay.
Try it.
Okay.
I have my address on there, my home address.
Okay. Okay, so let's tell everybody how you can help them to figure this out, to figure out the SEOs. Tell everybody about what your program.
I have, well, I really love my Ask Dotty program.
Yes.
And it is for solopreneurs, for the most part, who wear all the hats, and you're really good at whatever it is that you do, and you're not so good at marketing or website stuff or search engine optimization or getting found online or any of the things that we've been talking about. And what I do is we meet together once a week. It's at 8 a.m. Pacific time. So Samantha, that might be super early for you. And for an hour, I call it creative time. And you can ask me anything you want. I'll tell you if I don't know the answer. And a lot of times there may be somebody else in the group that actually knows the answer better than I do, in which case that person can share their knowledge. So it's a collaborative. We get together and we help you get past things. It's on Zoom. We can share our screens. I can show you step by step how to do something. We do a lot of stuff in Canva. I've answered a lot of search engine optimization questions, a lot of website questions, a lot of social media questions, all of those kinds of things. Members also get once a month a masterclass. It's at the last Thursday of the month at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And it's always on something new. So the last one was on CRMs and the workflow. Like, how do you, in your mind, how do you map out how you connect your website to your CRM and how you do an opt-in and what's the workflow for all of that? So if you're curious, all of these are recorded. And if you come in now, you'll have access to the past recordings.
What's a CRM?
Contact management, CRM, contact, whatever. It's the place that controls all of your contact lists. And it's where we send our opt-ins through. It's how we send our mass emails.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So that's Ask Dotty. Now tell everybody, and then what's your free gift that you're giving?
Oh, my free gift is something everybody absolutely must have. And it's free. So there you go. It's simple SEO hacks that you can do. So not that you tell your website designer to help you with. It's easy enough things that you can do yourself. Isn't that cool?
Yes.
So that is what I'm giving away, free gift. Is the link in there?
Yeah, they've been dropping the links.
Okay.
And so you, because you have a selling spot, you actually can help us all do the SEO stuff, because
I
it seems very
can,
confusing.
because I've been
It seems
doing it
very
for 19
confusing.
years for myself.
Yeah.
I have this really cool product that I call WebHub. And the reason I call it that is because I want us all to start thinking about our websites as the hub of everything we do online. So anything that you do is going to link to your website, and your website is in the middle of all of it. So your website truly is your online hub. Okay. Now the package will give you literally thousands of links going to your website that you don't have to build. So it's a time shortcut. Okay. So I could say, if you ask me, Candace, well, can I do this myself? My answer is, of course you can. It will take you years, but yes, you can do it yourself.
Yeah, talk
Do
about
you
the
want to wait
stress, Michelle.
years?
I'm just like relieved to hear that Dotty can do it for me.
Yes, I can do it for you. I will send you a Google form, and you have to fill out some certain things. If I built your website, I probably have all the information, but mostly the people here have not built their websites, so you'll need to give it to me. And it's easy stuff, like, what is your name? What is your business name? What's the link to your website? It's easy things.
Okay.
You give that to me, and then the magic happens. And I will tell you, it takes me about a month to do this magic.
Okay.
So it's not an instant thing.
Right.
And that's actually a good thing, because we don't want things to just show up. You don't want thousands of links to just show up on Google at once.
Right.
You want it to be a little gradual.
Okay.
But here's the really super cool thing. I sell this as part of my business for $1,500. Today only, and only for the people here. So I'm sorry if you're watching the recording, you're not here. For the next 24 hours, the link that you're going to put in the chat will be live, and you will get a $500 discount. So for a $1,000 investment, I can create thousands of links for you, and you don't have to worry about it. And then if you have questions on them, or you want to do more, or you want to understand it more, Ask Dotty is perfect. And my VIP gift, I'm giving you a membership for $1 for a month.
Right.
So it's normally $39, which isn't a big spend, but try it out for a month for basically no cost for you, $1. You're going to get at least that of value. And if it's not a good fit, just let me know. And I'm not going to hold it against you, because I'll be honest, I'm not a fit for everybody. If you think I need to straighten my hair, I'm not a fit for you.
Nobody thinks that. Nobody here thinks that.
I'm just saying, and it doesn't hurt my feelings. And the reason I do the $1 is because I want to make sure you're a fit for me as well.
Right.
So I want people engaged. I want people that actually will be getting value from what the group shares. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time, and I'm not a time waster.
No.
And I'm very practical.
Direct.
So, if you call me up and say, hey, Dotty, I'm not getting enough value, or it's the wrong value for me, or whatever, we just stop your membership. It's no big deal.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to just tell everybody again, like Dotty, Ask Dotty is the program to just get your questions answered, to be a part of, to keep chatting with Dotty and get all that information. But the web hub, okay, that's going to really change our businesses, isn't it? Like that's the one that's going to really make the big impact, because I don't know about anybody else watching, but I don't have the skill or want to make the time to do that stuff for myself, because I don't know how to do it. And it would take me way longer. Even Michael, who's our tech person, he's like, Candace, it doesn't make sense for you to spend this much time doing this stuff if,
It's not
it
how
takes
you
him.
make money.
Yeah, because that's right. Because I could be making money and it takes him like a quarter or a third of less than a quarter of the time. So I really, really, and that is such a bonus to give us the $500 off. So
And the reason I
yeah.
put today only, and I
Mhm.
truly mean today only, is because honestly, I only want 5-ish
Yeah, I was thinking
people to take me up on this, because it is a lot of work that I do.
Mhm.
But I love your community,
Yeah.
and I love the ability to help people get past this one piece of technology that's holding them back. And you probably didn't even know it.
No, and you think it's already done. You think when you get the web, like hire the web designer, they're doing that for you and then it's done.
Yeah,
And
no, they don't do any of that for you.
okay.
That's because it's all outside of your website.
Right.
So yeah,
Okay.
none of
Okay.
this is done when you get a website.
And I was going to ask, like, how many can you take? Because I would love to purchase it now, but I don't feel like I'm quite ready I don't really have the bandwidth to get you the information just with post summit stuff coming up, but so I could still purchase it and then
You could purchase it, Candace.
and you'd put me on the bottom of the list sort of
Yeah,
thing.
and I'll tell you, like I literally would like between 5 and 10 people. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If all of you did it, I'm gonna be like pulling my hair out and then I'll be bald. But we're not doing that. So if you are in Candace's position and you want to purchase it today, but you don't have the bandwidth to get me what I need for a month, just tell me that. And then when you fill out your Google form is when I'll start working on your project. So don't feel like, even though the offer is gone today, don't feel like you have to get me the information today. I'll be honest, right after this, I'm leaving and I won't be home until next week. So it's not even nothing's gonna happen this weekend regardless.
Okay, good.
So so it
this
would
is
be
huge,
nice
everybody.
to have people staggered a little bit as far as getting me the information, just because it is a lot of work.
Okay, good to hear. So, and just to go through it again, it's Web Hub, right? It's Web
Yes.
Hub, and it's typically $1,500. And you can go to our website and you'll see that it's $1,500. But just for today, 24 hours only, you can get it for $1,000 US. That's it.
Correct. And there's no coupon code. Go to the link that I put up. I just put that page up today, just to let you know.
Yeah,
It was a download I got that I needed to make a special offer for you guys.
love it.
And it's already set at $1,000. So just buy it. You don't need a coupon code or anything like that. And again, tomorrow, well, 24 hours from today, I'm just going to take that page down. So
Okay, amazing. Okay, this was huge as always. So much information and so many so many things you broke through. Like you busted through some things that I thought or we thought. I'm hoping I'm saying the collective we. So last words of wisdom for everybody.
The last words of wisdom is that you do not have to wear all the hats. You do not have to do it all yourself. There's help out there for you. Even if you just get the Ask Dotty membership, I am here to help you with all of the technology stuff that is driving you insane.
Yeah.
Because you are so special in what you do that you need to be able to shine for what you do and not get bogged down in all of the just little technical things that stop you. So I'm here to help you with that. And, even if it's just you call me up and you give me a question and I can answer it in 10 minutes, I'm just going to ask you for a review.
And some people have already written their review. They just have to copy and paste it. Thank you so much, Dotty. Amazing, amazing interviews, talk. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Candace.
Thank you for joining us for another amazing session on the Sacred Success Summit. For more information or to apply to be a speaker at one of our upcoming events, email our team at breakthrough@clarityconfidenceconnection.com. Now, tune in to another transformational speaker.